It's like,
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Yes.
You have a day off?
It's so funny to be like in the office.
Yes.
Like I watch all the time.
It's getting hotter.
I watch.
Yeah, because then when you're ready to go,
You were coming from different directions. But
Yes.
there's a
We need
method.
this push.
Yeah, I remember my son was trying out the clock for the first time, and they had to do all these things. He goes, Mom, I'm so hard.
I
And then when I got on tough is good.
They were tough.
But you're everything. Yeah, that's how I said yesterday. There's a way to say all that.
And what two great stories you got today? Who just, I mean, they won their first playoff game.
I just feel last night. This is for Saturday.
yeah. And I did,
Well, they could,
just, like Walton.
I understand.
I know, it always gets me because the night off.
You thought it was a band.
You know what it sounds like?
Yeah. You could not handle it. But I'm going out with the sun. I know. Right.
Well, you know what? You're welcome.
So more
And the landscape.
Has tracked 115, there's nobody on it. Yeah. I mean,
more property sold. Which 2019, we had more standing for Swift. Felt different, right? It's like higher.
I worry a little bit about
400 to 500 and this area, whatever. So 2074 listings, right? They come to me and they say, okay, we want to see these 22. They don't buy it. Right? They don't.
yeah.
They start watching. Then one comes off, they go see it, they write an offer.
We all do agents.
I think you do. We were racing from, the same street in the same neighborhood. She went one way. She did by like 5 seconds. She left.
I like that guy.
She left like earlier. Oh, sure. We had a little fire sale this morning.
It's wrong. Hold
So.
on, let's go ahead and get started. Right. Thank you for being here this morning. We'll go ahead and get started. Somebody give me some really good news. What's some good news out there?
Well, I'll start it. I went and saw my grandchildren this weekend and at 6 a.m. they got in my bed, the 3-year-old and the 5-year-old, and said, let's chit chat. So to come back to work was a rest, but I enjoyed it.
And I saw my family this weekend, and we had a great time inside leaving. One of my grandsons said, Pop, can you just take a later flight? And I go, with our new lady flights. And he said, what about tomorrow, Pop? I go, I come back to work tomorrow. And the other one said, well, Pop, why can't you just stay 2 or 3 more days? And the dad was saying, and mom was saying, yes, Pop, stay more days, take care of them. But we had a good time. That family was at my cup. I know about my grandchildren. Who else has good news? Wait till y'all have grandchildren. They'll make you smile like, I get to spoiled and sit back to your parents. Yay! The other good news. Anybody in television has some good news they want to share? What would you have me doing that from Michelle? Calling television. If you unmute yourself, you can talk. Christy Hyatt, give us some good news. I put you on the spot.
You did put me on the spot. Nope, just auditing over here at the Atlanta Board of Realtors for top producers. We've got some great folks doing a lot of volume.
Say it one more time. I can hear you. Say it one more time.
Sorry, I'm over at the Atlanta Board of Realtors. We're auditing the top producers. And it's amazing to see all the volume of the folks in our office.
Wow, thank you. Let's give her a hand for doing that. Thank you for doing those volunteering. Thank you, Chris. You're always out there volunteering. Thank you for helping out. Anyway, anybody else have good news they want to share? Anybody? Cool. All right, let us move on. Thomas and Brown. What do you all do?
What do we do? What do we not do?
That's true.
Just kidding. Thomas and Brown, we are your favorite affiliate closing attorney. We have an office here. We have them in Woodstock, Galleria, East Cobb, Alpharetta, Blue Ridge, Gwinnett, and Buckhead. So we're all over town for you guys. And today we're going to do a little trivia question. I have a T&B Bistro mug with a Dunkin' Donuts gift card and a little Reese's heart with a spat for each for everyone. That's what I always say. It's T&B loves me much. So how many times per year can the GAR committee update the contract? Is it 2? Is it too many? Or is it not enough?
Isn't it twice?
So the minimum is 2, but they can actually do it as many times as needed, based on court cases and things that may come up throughout the year. But the minimum is 2. So we always laugh because we do our classes at the beginning of the year, and then it's like, it's April, we're going to do another one because there have been more changes. So anyway, that is the answer to that. And this Thursday we have a class at 10 that I'm going to be teaching called closing, and we're just going to walk through our process. Walk through our closing process. We're going to go over title exams, buyer seller info sheets. We're going to talk about all the statements, powers of attorney, no outs, all the good stuff that is involved with closing. So I hope to see y'all there.
And thank you. On that note, guys, it's interesting because sometimes we go, how did the Forms Committee ever come up with that particular part of the contract? And I go, well, that doesn't make sense. We got to realize somebody in South Georgia may have a completely different need than we do here in Atlanta,
Exactly,
Georgia.
and that's what Cheryl talks about
Yep.
too, because she's on the committee, and so she's like, the stuff comes up, and they're like, well, I guess we need to address this. So it's, you think like one change, we're done, not necessarily the case.
It's fluid.
Right.
It's like my big words.
So, yeah, that's good, Jim. That's good.
Michael Hubert taught me that word yesterday, fluid.
Yesterday, I love it.
Okay, good to see you.
All
Thank
right,
you so
thank you
much.
guys.
Let me over here now. Come on, Jeff.
Good morning, California.
Wow, Jeff.
Good morning.
You have to say that. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Milo, we like your quiet, more introspective.
But give me some drinks, make it so.
Exactly right.
Never mind, I didn't say things. So ese es mi amigo Camilo Espinal.
Wow. Improving.
Yo me llamo.
Yeah, Jeff, your Spanish is
Jefferson,
terrible, Jeff.
Jefferson.
Your Spanish is terrible, Jeff.
The Supreme League. So,
Let's start with okay, we are not here only for closing your loans, closing on time, funding on time, closing in 8 days. We are here also to get you better, personal and professional as well. So we have a personal and professional best. Every month we have a feature speaker Okay, this time is Charles, how do you pronounce Doug? Charles Dougie?
Yeah.
Dougie? I'm sorry.
Like you do.
I remember for Doug. So, yeah, but the power of habits, you know, that's very important. So here, we creating some habits, we changing our habits, so this is a great opportunity to learn more about how to handle that, how to change it, how to improve it, etc.
Yeah, I mean, what you believe, what you do, the habits that you create every day, right, the way you talk to yourself. And that's what changes your life.
February 17, 3 p.m. We'll share that on the chat. I'll send you some links and everything on the Facebook as well. Family reunion.
Who's here going to family reunion? I know we got a bunch.
This is the opportunity to go to Cuba.
Oh,
Cuba Libre.
Cuba Libre at this is on Saturday evening. It is, you know, it's a Supreme Southeast party, so we'll all go away to conferences. Everybody just will be there. It's a great opportunity for you all.
7 to 9. 7 to 9.
Food will be served, libations. If you want to have fun.
Just FYI, Cuba Libre means free Cuba, but it's a drink, rum and coke. You're gonna say Cuba Libre, they're gonna rum and coke and some wine.
Nice. So rates, everybody's curious about rates, you know, trending up. They've been flat for the last couple of weeks since we had a run up. I say that from week to week. You know, it was funny, on Tuesday they went up, on Wednesday they went down, on Wednesday afternoon they went up, on Thursday they went down, on Thursday afternoon. It's kind of like, you know, multiple rates. I mean, just ask us what hour it is, and it's probably going to be different. But it's been pretty flat from, you know, kind of the high threes, mid to high threes is for 30-year fix, 15-year fix in the around 3 quarter. So they're still really good. I would expect them to be at 4 1/4 by March. You know what, to February, to put it in perspective, January 2020, December 2019, they were 4 1/4. Yeah, so pre-pandemic, they were at 4 1/4. So that's kind of normal. And we've got high inflation, so I think it's going to be.
Just give an idea, still is low. You know, and when you have a conversation and you have a $300,000 home, you know, between the difference between 3% to 3.5% is going to be $70. You know, 3.5 to 4%. You know, it's not that big of a difference. Always people think that it's, oh my gosh, it's, you know, it's too much, it's too high, but it's not. If we have the conversation, we have the numbers never lie. So when they see the numbers, they're going to say, okay.
So upcoming programs, so the personal professional best we talked about on February 17th at 3 p.m. Every Monday at 3 p.m. We have an economic update. We have Doug Duncan, the chief economist from Fannie Mae. He is the most accurate economic forecaster in the history of the housing market. So he's been accurate more than anybody else. And you just go to Supreme Lending Southeast. You can join live, Facebook Live at Supreme Lending Southeast. That's on Facebook. Every Friday, if you have a customer that maybe has a 720, buying an expensive home, you know, they get a lot better rate and a closing cost if they're at 800. Credit Essentials for home buyers is perfect. If you have a customer that's a first-time home buyer, maybe they got in trouble in college, they got a 540 credit score, they need to get to a 580, or they need to get to a 640 and get a better rate. Credit Essentials for home buyers. So just go to supremebest.com/credit essentials. supremebest.com/credit essentials. We have an industry expert teaching them how to improve their credit scores. It's a Zoom meeting, so that's where you register and they get a Zoom link.
It's free.
Supreme Experience, we close on time, fund on time. That means we fund within an hour, 99.09% of the time. And you know what the industry average is? 58. Wow. We're 99.09. Industry average is 58. Our customers rank us best customer service in the four stars or 5 stars, 97.9% of the time. 97.8% of the time. Our goal is 5 stars, 90% of the time. And with the closing as little as 8 business days. So that's pretty sweet. Y'all have been awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the referrals. Let's cross this, yeah. Any questions?
You are bold.
Great, well, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. All right, guys,
Thank you
let's
for
move
your
on. Voice home warranty. Voice home warranty.
He's so Mr. Mike.
Home warranty. Going once.
Got something going on.
She's coming.
All right.
Something's coming up.
Would you stop saying Heart of Atlanta?
I'm sorry.
You said Heart of Atlanta?
No, we don't work
Oh, I
here.
thought you said Heart of Atlanta. So I thought-
I want to know what that is.
Oh, good, good, good. I glad to hear that. Good,
We
good.
don't work.
I pay attention.
Absolutely, no, that's. I have no idea what you're talking about, but
We need-
Oh,
My name is Ima. I'm a huge fan of Keller Williams Atlanta North. Okay, I'm so super excited. My real name or my stage name is Carrie Smith at Choice Home Warranty. And yes, COVID has made me crazy. Okay, I'm 18
No,
months
you've
now.
been crazy before.
So happy to be here. You know, as far as with the opportunity to be back on the preferred vendor list, I am just I don't know, I'm just so nervous, I don't know what to say anymore, but, as far as with, I'm fun to work with, okay, number one, first and foremost, okay, and I get it, you guys, this market is so tough. I was listening to someone say about, 50, 60, $100,000 over list price that your buyers are trying to get these homes under contract, right? It's tough market out there, right, you guys? I get it. Not everybody, the sellers are definitely not contributing towards a home warranty like they did. Right? So, yes, I'm up here representing Choice Home Warranty, but I will tell you this. Your buyers over the past 18 months and your clients who are securing these homes, 50, 60, $70 million over list price, their savings is plummeted. They're dry with their savings account. They're paying so much more for these homes. They are calling and Googling home warranties after closing. They're still getting them and they're still paying out of pocket, whether it be a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year after closing. And they're Googling and they're going to these consumer websites online. Okay, so most normal people don't know this, which I used to be normal, believe it or not, years ago. There's different departments within these home warranty companies. I want you guys to direct your clients, if they are considering Choice, which we do come up in the ranking systems and the whole Google analytics and all that. So if they're considering Choice, all I'm telling you guys to advise your clients, they have a VIP concierge, that's me. I want them to come directly to me to get educated, to know about our products, and also too, the great thing about Choice, we have discounts that I can apply. So anyways, I want to give them the VIP service that they deserve. If you're not familiar with our company, we have a $65 service call fee. Our claims experience is a little bit different. We're kind of a hybrid home warranty company, meaning that we do have preferred techs, but we also, on the other end of the spectrum, we have what's called a reimbursement option with hiring outside techs. Now, there's a whole slew of asterisks behind that comment. I welcome you to reach out to me for further information about that. And then we do have a referral program of $75 of people who are not going through a real estate transaction. It's totally RESPA compliant. They have to come to me directly. Okay, so again, lots of asterisks behind it. I welcome the conversation. Another point, and I'm wrapping up, is that I'm teaching the CE class, which what I love about the CE class on February 24th here in this office, 10 to 1. I will not be wearing this outfit, and I'm not wearing any outfit, but what I love about the class is called Home Warranty Fundamentals. It's about the industry as a whole, whether you're seasoned agents for 40 years, we're brand new right out of the gate. I welcome you guys. As a previous agent, I've learned a lot on this side of the fence, and I like to instruct and teach about what I've learned becoming a vendor versus what I didn't know as an agent. And it has nothing to do with Choice Home Warranty, by the way, which I love. It's non-salesy, it's about industry as a whole. Okay, so that's it about the info. I welcome you guys to reach out to me anytime with any questions, but it's giveaway time. Super Bowl. Okay, so everybody get your phones out. Whoever wants to play. Yeah, I want to play. All right.
Win for the gym.
So, a winner will be getting an e-gift card to Amazon. Okay, so I want you to go to your little text message area, whatever phone you guys have, and put in the little to area. Ready?
Yeah.
770-570-7544 and press send. 770-570-7544. I don't have my readers on. Who's this one's number right here?
404-751-8992.
8998?
That's me.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you all.
Thank you for the breakfast.
Thank you so much. Guys, in 30 seconds, one more time, as a almost 40-year broker, not 40-year-old broker, we're California, but anyway, it's gonna happen. Someone's gonna come after one of us because we made them sign that contract with no inspection, no anything, and we made them sign that contract, even though you gave their options. And they're gonna come after us and say, you should advise me to have an inspection. One of the best ways that you can sort of protect yourself is to give your client what? Home warranty. Because what the usually meant about, I got in there and realized that the HVAC system is broke. I had to replace it immediately. And guys, if they replace for $85, would that maybe mitigate some of the anger from your client? Yes, guys, hear what I'm saying, okay? Is that I know all the out there doing business right there and get to fight through the business right now. It's like 3, 4, 5 contracts for one client, used to be 1 or 2. The guys getting a home warranty now would certainly help them feel better if we miss them and I had an inspection and the home warranty company covered. So guys, that's pretty good insurance. Do you agree, Terry? That is some great, oh, look at this person, this skinny person over here. I wish I could do that, take it off. I wish that worked for me. Anyway, guys, I would say to highly think about as part of your business plan, let's just get them a home warranty. Now, is that a good idea? I don't know. Y'all talk about it. What do you think, Michelle?
I agree. You've done what you could do to protect them
Exactly.
very, very inexpensively. And don't you think they'll refer more people to you because you did something over and beyond?
I will not sit in my ivory tower and tell you all how to do business. Because I get that kind of, it's just a suggestion. Okay, guys, please remember that on Monday and Wednesdays, March Green has got typically a pretty good sized room of people that are in there and they're working on how to grow their business and how to do it by knowing what to say. So guys, get in there on Monday and Wednesday. There's usually some good agents in there doing this that are very experienced. So guys, join her Monday and Wednesday at 8:30. You'll have a lot of your questions answered how I can best say that. Fast track to cap, February 1st. Can they still sign up?
I would love to say something about fast track.
Okay.
So, yes, you can jump in today, come downstairs at 11:30 in the lead gen room and test drive it, right? So go test drive the Porsche before you actually buy it, because we know fast track to cap works. 3 of our last 4 rookies of the year went through fast track several times. And the only reason why it's not 4 out of 4 is because we didn't have it when we first came, right? So here's something I want to bring to your attention. What is the #1 thing that we all struggle with as far as leadership? And I will tell you, it's leadership of self. Fast Track to Cap is a 6-week program. I'm going to do it for 6 weeks this time, where you put your head down. You get a chance to do your 5 jobs as a realtor. I'm not going to remind you what those are. Everybody should know. And you get a chance to be poured into by some of the greatest minds that are in Keller Williams, because I'm going to bring them in via Zoom. So come test drive us. The results speaks for themselves. And if you want the same results, come on in. The water is fine.
Thank you, Arthur Marine, guys. That's a great program. You guys to catch it quicker. Power Day Lebanon Whiskey is happening starting on 2/22, which is tomorrow, guys, which is also what day? Groundhog Day. That's what we'll know about the short winter we're going to have this year, hopefully. Anyway, guys, so just show that's coming on, guys. And guys, would you rather have more buyers right now, more listings?
Listings.
More buyers, more listings.
Listings.
More buyers, more listings. Listen, guys, that is the name of the game right now. And so guys, I want you to come and guys, what you focus on does what? Expand. So guys, please come do this, guys. It is what's good for you. Social Cultural Committee, Friday, February the 4th, Legion room only, in person only. Join us if you're interested in joining the Quan Social Committee. Will help you plan events such as Red Day, family social, cook-offs, charity drives, etc. Guys, this is a really fun committee.
Liz?
And you can count that. Yeah, hey, so come join us. We would love to see you on the committee and give us your ideas for the coming year. And we'll be talking about Red Day and all kinds of awesome stuff. So we hope lots of people can.
And if you were on the committee last year, don't think we're going to let you go.
Guys, thank you for that, guys. That committee did a great job last year. Thank you all so very much. And please join that committee. They do have fun. Buyer consultation demonstration taught by Angela. Angela is an expert at this. Angela, are you on?
No, she's in Egypt. No, I was
Okay.
gonna say Angela is traveling.
She's traveling. So February 7th, guys, 11 to 12, the buyer consultation. If you've not done one before, come join in. If you've done one in a long time, come join in. So please do that. Group coaching, the fortune is in the follow-up taught by Barry Wolford. Barry's very good at the follow-up. It's in the lead gen room and on Zoom. February 9th, 11 to 12. Mortgage 101 CE class taught by Reed Clark of Silverton Mortgage. Reed's at home right now. He is recuperating. He had some rotator cuff surgery.
Yeah.
And so guys, he's recuperating that. So he's going to teach that class on February the 10th. So come do that and you will know more about the mortgages and how to explain it to your clients and your customers. Of course, guys, we always have got Kevin Jackson. Thank you, Kevin, to talk about command. Guys, it will help you run your business and give you leverage. Please jump in on this. And it is Thursday, February the 10th from 5 to 6 p.m.
Hey, Jim,
Yes, sir.
can you back up to that slide with the mortgage 101?
Yeah.
There's always a joke, and we always say, well, that guy doesn't even know how to spell mortgage. I do. I'll just leave it there.
Thing I will tell you is that I didn't know it was misspelled. I didn't see it.
Now Morgate.
Oh, yeah, more.
Exactly, I see that. Okay, guys, I know this better look at it. So anyway, thanks for reading. Okay, all right, guys, the 2020 awards banquet. It is next week at the Atlanta Country Club. Thank you to these people sitting right here. They helped us get in and have it. It's going to be a great event. Please come. We're going to give away the top. This is new. 10 groups by GCI, the top 10 teams by GCI, and recognize the top 25 individuals. But we do know that you're coming and that you're going to show up. Bob and Linda Clancy are going to be there with us that day. He is going to talk about the market a little bit and what he sees that we did well this year in this office. So Bob Klinsky is one of the owners of the Southeast region. He is a brainiac. Gary Keller loves Bob because he has made the #1 region in the country, in the Southeast region. So come here, Bob. Also, guys, it'll be a great time, a great breakfast and fun at the Atlanta Country Club, which is in Marietta, not Atlanta. Right? All right, Keller Williams School of Real Estate, guys, please, please, please. This is a great way for you to grow your downline. Michelle?
Right, it is. All you've got to do, and I see Taylor in. Taylor sent me some people. Grace has sent me some people. I've seen probably some others. But what it does is let them take the online class for free. So it's a great tool to give to someone and just say, we'd love to have you get in the school. I will take care of it. All you need to do is send to me their name and their telephone number and their email address. We'll do the rest. I mean, we have to get a little bit more information, but it gives them the benefit of taking this online, and then we give them some other components. Great tool, good talking point. Every one of you knows somebody that wants to get into real estate because there's 107,000 agents in Georgia. So
I'm not quite that. Maybe that's close enough.
that was the last that I got. Yeah.
All right, good. Lessons learned, Michelle.
Okay. All right. I'm going to read something to you because I can't make these things up. So I'm going to read that. And I just want your opinion. Buyer's agent calls listing agent and says their buyers want to offer the buyers under contract on her listing. So our buyer's agent, or well, not our buyer's agent, but let's pretend we have the listing. She gets a call or he gets a call and they want to offer $100,000 to walk away from their contract so her buyer can go under contract, good or bad?
That happened to me. That was
Oh,
mine.
okay. You didn't have to
Okay.
identify yourself. I had no idea.
Wow.
This game, because now it was kind of one of those things going in the office. Well, do you want to talk about it? Or-
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
okay, please do.
I had a buyer who went under contract in a property. It was like $1.9 million, and I had 2 agents call, and we didn't have multiple offers at the time. Like my buyer went in and paid asking, and we got it.
Mhm.
And then I had two other agents calling me, their client wanted the house so badly that they are trying to give my client $100,000 to get out of the contract. And I was like, what does that do for me? You know, like, what are you offering me?
3% of
So, yeah, it
Yeah.
put me in a very crazy position that I've never been in before. And I did talk to my client, and I said, I have this crazy thing going on. I don't know how we make it whole. And they said, absolutely not. It made them want the house even more, of course.
Oh, yeah, because what you can't have, you
Yeah,
really
yeah.
want.
Yes. And
Okay.
so, and then I thought it was just one, and then another one called it out for me even more.
Unbelievable.
So it was.
For even
Yes.
Unbelievable that these things are happening.
Yes.
Didn't know it was you.
It was
Thanks
me.
for speaking up. It makes it even more interesting. The second one was buyer's agent calls listing agent to check on multiple offer situation. When we're in multiple offers, we check and
Right.
we'll ask how many, whether they give it to you or not is the seller's discretion as far as the way. But it advertised commission / listing agreement at 2.5. And listing agent says they are in second place. And that the one reason they could go into first place offer was because the other buyer was offering to pay the listing agent an additional 0.5%.
Oh, out of the committee. So they would take
Yeah,
less.
so they would take 2 and let the other agent have 3.
Wow.
And right or wrong, ethically, I'm not good with that, but right or wrong, these are the kind of things that we're seeing out there, and it will blow your mind what we see. So that's all for that. But I just want to tell you, on the 10th of February, we're going to do a contract masterminds. Things keep coming up with senior agents, new agents, the same thing, because we're in a very different market. And so we've got to be able to think through what things can happen. So do not miss it on the 10th, because I guarantee you'll walk away with some kind of knowledge that you didn't have. And we share, because we don't have time to share everything. So Shelley, just quickly tell him, we'll have Shelley there at on the 10th.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna talk about.
So I think, so I just came out of an open house that we had over 200 people in the open house. And it was like completely insane. Yeah, completely crazy. So obviously I got with 24 offers. One of the offer came from a very seasoned, not from KW, thank you very much. Very seasoned, and basically said on it, we are offering you, it's a cash offer. Let's just say Linda and John Smith are purchasing it, signed as a buyers, and here are the proof of funds. So several things. Number one, so does the proof of funds needs to be on the same name as the buyers? And the answer is obviously yes. Well, the proof of funds were mom and dad. Okay, very nice, but it's not the buyers. Okay. And then the second part, oh, by the way, we are going to do a loan, and here is the pre-approved letter. Meanwhile, there is nothing. She did put in all cash offer, and I got the page of all cash offer.
Did it say right to get an appraisal?
Yeah, right to get
No,
it didn't.
no,
Okay.
No,
no.
so,
They have
so
to check that box.
on the 10th, I'm gonna keep you on your seat. They'll be intrigued. There'll be things that you would never think of because we don't think that way. And we're gonna go over those because Shelley, people are using anything to get it and then figure that seller is locked in or already committed, and there you go. So we got it coming. It's riveting. It'll be riveting, promise.
You know, I'm very clear that you want to do it, you can get your buyer. I get that, I understand it. And the seller wants to make sure that whoever buys their house is not lying to them and say they have all cash when they really don't have all cash. So I get that. Michael, come up for 1 second, if you would. Guys, we are always looking, yeah, the hot
Sit in the chair, the hot seat.
Hot seat. We're always looking for ways to improve what's going on here in our office, ways to help you grow your business. And Gene Rawls is behind the scene, always looking for what can we do to enhance your business. Gary Keller thinks about that a lot, doesn't he, Michael? And so Michael is helping us with sort of a new program we're working on here. So Michael, take about 2 minutes and tell us about this new program that you're working on. There's something you'd be excited about.
Oh, well, thanks. So, about 40 years ago, a visionary looked at our industry of real estate, saw the biggest problem he could identify, and built a solution for it. And his name is Gary Keller, and that's why we're all sitting here. About a year ago, Gary looked at the industry, and one of the biggest problems that he saw was the lack of consistent production and a turnover rate in our industry, and came to the leaders in Keller Williams and said that our company must start supporting the success of the agent at the core level. So what's the core level of success in real estate? Consistent lead flow, convert that lead flow, and then have leverage and support in place so that as the business grows, then you're able to continue to maintain and grow a business. And Gene Rawls, as Jim mentioned, heard that, took it to heart, and built Lift, right? And so the Lift program and the guaranteed road to success in real estate is what Lift is.
All right, so we talked to Gene, and Michael talked to Gene, and we decided that we're going to try to model the success of this. And she talked to Michael, because one of the things he did very well, he took a very tiny expansion team, and he made it into one of the top expansion teams in the country. And he did that by consistent lead flow. I always remember I would get here at 7:30 in the morning. Michael's already here. I leave here sometimes at 6:30 at night. And Michael was still here. So he not only took that team and modeled how you get business, but he was there with them in the trenches, helping them get business. And they had done very well. So Michael, how is that going to help us with this new program?
Well, thanks. So there's really 2 aspects, right? So for successful agents that are hitting their goals and have a thriving business, right? Leverage and support, right? So when you think about the highest dollar per hour activities that you do in your business, and then you think about the lowest dollar per hour activities that you do in your business, right? So over my first 15 years in real estate, I did all of those things, right? And reached the point where I was like, I don't really want to be in real estate anymore, because I was sick of doing a lot of the things that had to be done. So I kind of separate those into earning money and collecting money, right? Love earning money. Awesome. Collecting money. Boring. Don't like it. Okay. So for a successful agent, Lift offers contract close, contract writing, post-closing gifts, post-closing services, marketing campaigns, all these things that need to be done to grow and support a growing business that are just not the agent's highest dollar per hour activities. For new agents or agents who are not hitting their financial goals, listen closely. You're not alone. Okay, there's 1.6 million realtors in the United States of America right now. Okay, 90% statistically are going to be out of the business in just a few years. Right? It's not because they don't want it. Right? Let's take our market center here, Keller Williams, Atlanta North. Congratulations, Jim, Michelle, and the leadership of our office. One of the most productive offices in all of Keller Williams. There's 150 agents in this office right now that GCI is less than $75,000. Now, that's before expenses. Okay, I want everybody to be successful in real estate. You can go to Walmart and make $20 an hour. Okay, all right. And if you look at your gross, right, you may be there, right? So related to that, some of those agents, oh, you might say, oh, well, they're part-time, or oh, they're just hanging out, cool, right? But a lot of us, right, want massive success in real estate and are willing to do the work to do it, right, to get it. If you're one of those and you're not on the road to success and you're not staying on the road to success, statistically, you will not be in this business within a few years.
So Michael, the bottom line is that in order to make them successful, they have got to have LEADS.
So Jim, you're right. Look, there's certain things, right, that done consistently in the right way guarantee success in real estate. Gary knows this, built a company on it, right? Gene knows this, Jim knows this. As a top producer for over 22 years, I know this, right? And y'all, I'm not, when I'm talking about massive success, I'm not talking about capping. Sorry, okay? All right, listen, capping, that's one step toward it, and that's a benchmark, and that's a place to get to, and feel good about capping, and that's great. When I'm talking about massive success, capping ain't it, okay? All right, that number is a step on the road to success. So if you want massive success in real estate, there are simple things to do consistently, right? And listen, there's the problems today in understanding what those are and doing it consistently are a lot different than when I started 20 years ago. There was basically no resources. Now it's the opposite. There's so much out there. Show up for this thing, show up for this thing, do this, right? What happens is people find themselves 6 months or a year down the road and they haven't accomplished their goals. And now they're either looking at something else or having to do something else, right? And that's statistically just what the numbers are, right? So the LIFT program, right, has simplified the process for you. Consistent lead flow, converting that lead flow, support and leverage in place to support the growing business that results from the lead flow and converting the lead flow, right? I'd love to tell you there's a magic pill. There's not, right? It's keeping it simple and keeping it focused. And any successful real estate agent will tell you the simple things that make their business successful. The issue is, hey, how do I get on that path? How do I stay on that path? And that's what LIFT makes available.
Well, my weight right now is the highest thing in probably 10 years. That's because I keep going places and eating food. And it's very easy to lose the weight. It's not complicated. So with Michael at the gym, how many times we do at the gym? I show up to him when I lose the weight and don't eat less food. Is that true? It'll happen. Okay. Same thing here. Now, this is not going to be for all 328, whatever we have right now. It's going to be for the ones that are willing to get in the program and they want to take their business to the next level. So he's not looking to convert 300 people in his office. Matter of fact, success in the next year would be how many people that went through the program and actually increase the business.
I'm just going to tell you it's hard, right? We make it simple and we make sure that things are in front of you to do on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So you have lead flow, you know how to convert that lead flow, you know how to work a funnel, right? I would say success, Jim, would be if we have 20, 25 agents, over the course of the next year that have built a successful 6-figure income, that would be great.
And guys, you may be thinking, well, I haven't capped yet. Well, then you may want to come talk to him, or Jim, I cap it every year, but that's as far as I get. I make $45,000, $50,000. I want to make $250,000 as far as I can get. So guys, if this is you and it speaks to you, Michael, how do they find out about this program?
Thanks. So reach out to me.
Might have about 2 minutes.
Yep. So reach out to me. I'm here in the office every day. So I'd love to connect with you directly. Also, our very generous team leader. Some of y'all may have seen some emails. So there's some, just quick little 1 minute or 1.5 minute little ads that we put together just to kind of explain some of the things that are potential problems that you're having and what the solutions are. So Jim has generously agreed to a drawing for $1,000 off your 2022 cap. We're going to send an email out. There's basically 3, like I said, 1 minute videos. Watch those. Just click, put your information in, you'll be registered for iterative drawing. And then, obviously, there's also a registration there to learn more about the program. Okay, so love to connect with you, explain exactly what it is, and see if it's the right fit for how to grow your business.
What do you think, Michael? The ones that want to do it, it's like, think of boot camp a little bit, guys. Think about that for a second, because think, Michael, it's gonna be something like that. And wherever you are, one day in the business or 30 years in the business, you're thinking, well, I'm stuck in that ceiling. I can't get past that. You may want to go talk to Michael. You may talk to him and go, oh my God, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it at 5 o'clock in the morning and come and join you. Whatever it is. So guys, just realize that it's coming and that it's available. And everybody look at me, okay? My boss is, you all, of course, but the boss that can fire me is named Jean Rawls. I work for Jean Rawls, okay? And she says, Jim, I'll put this in your office and I want this to work. So she's gonna hold me accountable to do this because she wants to make a success, because she wants to make you all more successful, guys. So I'm getting my marching orders from Gary Keller and from Jean Rawls, and from you also, because y'all asked me. Okay, all right, ladies, come up front, do it for a second. Guys, I want you to, you can introduce yourselves. How about that? Cindy, why don't you start?
Hey, everybody, I'm Cindy Petrucci, and I've been here, 13 years since before Jim. And this is the only place I've ever been, and I have just done most of my business, I would say, in the luxury market. It's just fallen into my lap that way, so it's been a great experience, and that's why I'm here to talk to you guys. And Missy,
hi, I'm Missy Malmberg, and I came about 8.5 years ago. I live around the corner from Cindy, and she was like, hey,
I know.
Anyway, it's been great. I'm kind of the same way, just fell into luxury, I guess, because of the people we know and are around us and all that. And it's great right now. I mean, the market for luxury is amazing right now, compared to how it was slow for a while. But now a lot of listings that were sitting are actually sittings that sat for years are moving.
So guys, someone tell me the most expensive house ever sold in Atlanta. What's the price of it? Anybody remember? I told you. Showed you the house. The old one was 17.5, and it was Tyler Perry's house. $17,500,000. So there's a new record. $18.1 million. And $500,000 for another buyer to buy their life by the house. And the man says, if you got me $1 million more, I would not let you have this house. So guys, so 18 million for the house in the market in the United States right now. Someone showed it to me yesterday, and it's $500 million. Coast of California. I'm flying out to look at it today. on a commercial plane. Here we go. That's not true. Here we go. So guys, there's the luxury market. Everybody thinks, oh my God, I want to get in the luxury market. Look, man, think of all the money you can make. My goodness, if I can sell that $1 million, how much money I make? Well, guys, it's not quite that simple. It is not. So, guys, first, sort of tell us we're in the luxury market. And guys, we're talking about the luxury market right now in East Cobb, because who is the #1 broker in East Cobb for selling the most luxury and getting the most luxury list? Who is it?
We are.
Keller Williams, Atlanta North. So I'm gonna leave it there, and you all give us some stats, okay?
Okay. Yeah, the funny thing is Missy and I are neighbors. We live on the same street in the same neighborhood. And we were on our way here, and I was like, I called her and I'm like, I'm running late. And she said, I'm running late too. And she was taking a different route from our neighborhood. Here.
And we got here like 10 seconds.
I know.
difference.
So Keller Williams looks at the luxury market, 750,000 and above. I think with the way everything is going and we're seeing multiple offers on everything, I think that that's driving it more to, I look at it as $1 million above. Because if you go down to 750, you're getting such a big pool of houses. I mean, I know that sounds so snotty, East Cobb, you know, but it's there's so much even above $1 million. It's crazy what housing is going to. I just pulled some stats of, I put Walton, Wheeler, Pope, and Lassiter. I pulled those 4 districts just to show you the crazy change that we've seen over the past several years In 2019, we had 69 homes close over $1 million in those 4 school districts. In 2020, we had 103 homes close over $1 million in those 4 school districts. Last year, in 2021, we had 178 homes closed. So 69 to 103 to last year, 178. Then I pulled those 4 school districts above $2 million. And I remember looking in 2009 for a comp of a listing that I had at $2 million and there weren't any.
Right.
So I called an appraiser and I was like, help me out here. Only 3 homes sold in Walton, Wheeler, Pope, and Leicester above $2 million in 2019, 6 in 2020, and 12 last year on 2021. So you can see, I think it's the migration from the north. So many people are moving down here and people are willing to, when they're not finding what they want in the lower price points, a lot of people are, and they're moving fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So,
And think about too, how the stock market's been going up lately too. So people have more capital. And the millennials they have a lot of money right now too. The children of the baby boomers, they're inheriting money, making money. They've made a lot in the stock market. So, so I think the market has lots to do with it too.
absolutely.
There's just more money to buy houses.
Right. We're seeing houses that would have just been on the market for a long time. People are just buying instantly, like you are in the lower, like anyway, like the lower price point houses.
There was one in Atlanta Country Club, the one on Oaklawn Circle, that sat for, I want to say 5 or 6 years. It finally went under contract. So it's a
So
miracle.
do you have any idea what, is there a house in ACC or wherever in East Cobb that you think, well, when that one sells, it probably gonna break away? Does anything come to mind at all that maybe it's an $8 or $10 million house?
There's one on the market right now for $7.5 million in the Atlanta Country Club.
Wow, someone have there.
$7.5 million on the golf course. Huge. It's 14,000 square feet of gorgeous pool, everything. But I mean, nothing has ever sold for that much in Chicago. What do you think? I think the highest is probably maybe this house at like 3.8 sold last year, and that's the highest one I can think of. So 7.5 is kind of pushing it. Of course, there's a few on paper mill.
Yeah, there was one on columns. It's a 6.5 last year. 4.10 on Horseshoe Knoll. I don't know if I'm missing a point. Yeah.
This was just the Atlanta Country Club. But do you think there's anything higher than that 7.5? If he gets that, that would be amazing. So, yeah, I also looked at Walton, Pope, and Lassiter, and Wheeler. And it's not surprising, 109 sold over $1 million in Walton last year. And 31 sold in Pope, 22 in Lassiter, and 18 in Wheeler, which I thought was interesting. So there's a big concentration. I mean, the farther south you are in Walton, you definitely, I think there's a lot more luxury for sure. And there's not much on the market. There's like a 2-month supply, but half of that is over $1.5 million to 3 million, and up, which doesn't really move as fast. And there's 12 active construction in that number. So there's 21 active, but a lot of it's new construction. I think resale is really selling well. I mean, there's nothing on the market. I have people looking right now.
Indian Hills has really taken off for new construction too. I mean, the prices
The prices have skyrocketed. For me, I was looking this week with the people, and I'm just shocked. Something that sold, we actually looked at what they sold for 1.4 million, and they said, we can build that for you now. They wanted almost 1.8. And it was only a year ago that that closed. And they could pretty much call the shots right now. I mean, the builder, because there's so much.
Lot at ACC on the golf course, what would they cost me?
A lot on the golf course.
I sold one for 1.4 last year. For the dirt, $1.4 million for the dirt. It depends on like what it's, yeah.
What the view and how big it is, how buildable. A lot of it's site work.
Right.
Like if if a lot needs, I've got one right now that needs probably $200 or $300 worth of site work. And, so that'll probably go for more like 700,000 or 800,000. But it's on the golf course, gorgeous view. But somebody just has to be committed to putting in the work to get the lot ready. But then there's one that sold for 1.3 like recently that didn't need all that site work. So kind of.
And the interior lots are not, I mean, you know, 700, 750 or, building costs are so expensive. People think, oh, I can build a house for 500. Well, it's when I walk them through it, what it actually costs and how long supplies cost, or, you know, windows are taking forever to get still. It's just a very long process.
Missy, you said site work, is that tear downs?
That's
Does that
tear
include-
down, that's bringing in dirt, leveling, putting in drainage, possibly putting in a retaining wall. I mean, there's some amazing lots. Burning Tree has all of a sudden become a big street. I sold a lot there, I think 3 or 4 years ago. And it overlooks Columns Drive and the golf course. And he paid $825. And then he had to put in a huge retaining wall, fill it with dirt just to have like the support he needed in a yard. That probably cost several $100,000 just to get the lot ready. But people are paying even more than that now.
Let's talk about the buyer right now. How do you see the buyer at over $1 million as opposed to the buyer under $1 million? What's the differences right now? What do y'all think is different about those buyers right now? And you told me yesterday, I'm missing, but one of y'all told me, I love 500, 700 range.
I do.
Is that you, Missy?
I love those 500 to $1 million buyers.
Why is that?
Probably because a lot of the ones, if you get really high up, they think they're way smarter than you because they're very professional, you know, they're very successful executives and you know, they've researched everything online and they think they're smarter than you. So sometimes they don't listen to you. Whereas a $500,000 buyer, they'll probably listen to you all day long.
Right.
So I'd say that's the different, I mean, but you're dealing with very, very smart people. So you definitely have to know your facts, be on your game, know every comp in the area.
There's still a lot of people paying cash, $1 million to $1.5 million. It's crazy.
Oh,
Like, where
yeah.
this is coming from. But yeah, there's, you know, I can see a big difference in like the buyer. I mean, obviously there's less supply, but I can't see huge difference in the buyer that I saw, you know, a couple years ago in that range. They're still very, you know, they're not gonna be rushed. They're gonna take their time. They're very thorough, you know. Yes, Chris.
At that price point, they haggle over commission, considering the fact it's $1 million house, it's $30,000.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I haven't seen that much.
Yeah.
Get to justify your worth to them more often. at that
At,
price.
on a listing, you're talking,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
I have never had anybody say,
No.
like, my last listing appointment, they didn't even ask me about commission. We didn't even go over it. So.
You wonder at that price wouldn't add that much money, $30,000 when they're worth millions, it's a
Right.
drop in the bucket.
Right.
It's all relative scale versus somebody.
Absolutely, and if they're selling a house for $3 million, they shouldn't be, you know, nickel and diming. And I always say, you know, if you give your commission away, you're more likely to, you know, you know, give them money away on the other end too.
Yeah.
So I like to stick to my guns and, you know, just prove my worth more than, because it is very time consuming and very I would say over $1.5 million, you should expect to be there on the listings for every showing. I stay out of people's way, but it's just an added service and to lock, to, you know, turn on all the lights, to be there in case there are any questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I think, yeah, like on the very high end, they don't haggle about it as much.
Yeah.
I think the ones that are on the cusp of, can I really afford this house or not? Sometimes they will haggle a little bit. But I think for the most part, if they're paying cash and buying for cash, it's not a big deal.
What are you seeing with a pool?
Houses with a pool sell fast, right?
COVID spiked the need for pools, and pools are taking very, very long too. Like the pool companies are so backed up right now, years that I would say 90% of the buyers are loving pools right now, especially in the luxury. If it can accommodate a pool, they're open to that. I'm thinking of the Thunderbird house.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, Sarah Bertino has a nice house under contract right now at Kelly and Co. That can accommodate a nice pool that's close to 3 million. And that's all the buyers wanted to know is can we put a pool in that backyard? So yeah, most people want a
And what's the budget for a pool right now? What's the typical budget for a pool right now?
I would say probably that or 200. It depends on the hardscape and everything that you want. It's gotten, the demand has gotten more grown for the pools, so the price has gone up for the pools.
Yeah, the hardscape is a big deal, because I have a listing that's under contract now, with tons of hardscaping around the pool and fountains, and I mean, it's just amazing. And actually, this is one homeowner that can't wait to get rid of the pool, because it's an aging pool and it's starting to have, like a leak or new equipment, or, it's just like a money pit for her. So she's like, I can't wait to get rid of the pool, but don't tell the buyer that. So, but they're very hot right now, for sure. Hers is probably a $200,000 pool, because it's got like the outdoor kitchen. It's got stone all around it. It's got patio, the fire pit. The works.
And then I think most people are interviewing 2 or 3 or even 4 agents on a luxury listing. So I was gonna say, if anybody goes on one and has never been on one before or wants me to go with you, I'm more than, I don't expect anything in return, happy to go with you and or walk you through it before you go. If you don't want anyone to come with you, I'm happy to walk you through what I usually do, because I pretty much treat it like my other listing appointments. I feel like it puts people more at ease to say, walk me through your house and show me your house before you get down to your listing presentation and everything like that. So it's just usually a longer thing because the houses are bigger, and walking through 12 and 15,000 square feet is a lot of house to ask questions about and tell what they need to do to the house. So I still feel like it's very important to stage any price point right now to get people are like, you don't have to do as much to the house. It's still going to get you so much on the back end to prepare a house for sale right now, no matter what price range. Painting, decluttering, touching up everything. It's just going to appeal to more people.
And paint is the most powerful thing, of course, because everything dark and bright. And a lot of these luxury resales have that dark cabinets, and they're gorgeous molding, but it's dark. Right? And so if you can talk them into painting it or lightening it up somehow, that helps a lot. But I always bring it to at least, but they'll get so much more money if they stage it. Right? In fact, a lot of times I'll bring in a stager for them to tell them what to do, because
they can be the bad
and
guy.
I'm not the bad guy telling them, ooh, that's ugly, take that away. Or bring this in.
Missy and Cindy, what do you spend on photography, and do you tell the clients you're paying for that?
I do pay for that. I like Home Tour America. Cindy turned me on to them originally. I mean, they're
I don't use them
expensive
anymore, but I pay for all of the staging. Well, yeah, I pay for the staging and the photography out of my commission. And my photographer is so not expensive at all, but he does the drone and the drone, and he does the interior and outdoor. Sometimes I do the videos or the separate websites. The marketing can be tailored to what they want and how private they want to be, and because some want to be very private, and some.
So on a 10 to 12,000 square foot home, what would you expect you as an agent to pay in photography?
$750 probably. It depending on what you want the photographer to do. If you want videos, and mine does the drone included, but and that's just the raw photography. If you want them to do additional things.
Home Tour America. I've done, but at least 400 or 500.
It's not. That's not a big expense at all.
Yeah.
And then it makes a good closing gift if you can, or, if you can.
Seller, sellers over me and one the seller under me, treat them all the same, which I believe it.
I do.
What's been your that you see this?
Oh, in sellers?
In sellers over me and under me.
I mean, I treat them the same too. As far as, I don't know, what do you think? Cindy? Sellers
Expectations.
over $1 million. I think everybody's trying to get top dollar, which they can get right now.
I think they might ask some more questions about who it is that's coming to see their house
True.
and where they're moving from, and they want some more information about that.
Yeah, and that's why it's good to be at all the showings, because then you can kind of meet people too and kind of make sure they're legit.
Right.
Because at that high, especially the really high end, they want to know that some criminal isn't just walking through their home,
And I do that. I make sure if they're paying cash, I want to see proof of funds before they come in. I want to make sure that they're pre-qualified, because I don't want, just nosy people running through their house. I always tell them that for sure. And I went on a listing appointment 2 weeks ago, and they said, well, our last agent, when we had it listed in 2016, this was a $3 million house, and they said they would run through their $1.5 million buyers that might have a bigger budget than they think, and we didn't like that at all. And I said, oh, that's ridiculous. Nobody should be running a $1.5 million buyer who might have a bigger budget, or unless they know that that's. And then they got like 10 of those in 1 week, and oh, it's too expensive as soon as they come in.
Yeah.
Well, so it's just very a lot of hand holding, and the service level should be extreme. Find them after you're under contract. Find them the cleaners, find them the handyman, find them what they need, get the quotes for the, once you have something under contract and they have the inspection, get the quotes for them. I do a lot more, like sometimes, I will get them all the quotes and do a lot of the legwork. Do you want me to meet people at your house if you're not gonna be there to let the handyman in? Absolutely, I'll be there.
I was gonna say that too. They expect white glove service like
Yes,
that. That you're doing everything for them, and you are getting paid more to do that.
Yes.
So, and I think too, they also want a lot of higher end. They want their house to be. Some of them want to be in a magazine. They want to have online magazines and things like that. They want extra exposure for that money. They definitely do, and staging, of course. We were talking about the luxury presentation, how you really need to go in with a more luxury presentation these days, because it's very competitive. And actually Keller Williams does provide luxury materials that you can use, so that's good.
That's what we're working on right now.
Yeah, that's what we're working on.
Yeah, when I was here in Norman, I love being luxury agent. I love it. I had the highest average sales price 1 year. I mean, agent in the office and sold the most expensive listing ever be sold in a place. And guys, I did not go to boarding school. I did not go to private schools. I was a middle class guy. I graduated from college. So guys, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Okay, so but if I can do luxury, so can you. So if I want to do luxury, if I'm like, I want to do luxury, because guys, is it wonderful to have a paycheck of $3 million? It's fabulous. It really is. So if I want to do luxury, what should I do? And I'm opening up the question. What should I do if I want to do luxury? What do y'all recommend?
You gotta find a way to surround yourself and to be at events where people have a lot of money.
Right. Like charitable, I always say, join a charitable organization. Because a lot of high-end people do charity work. And if you are valuable to them in that charity, then they're gonna realize your value and your skills somewhere.
Yes. So my family moved into Atlanta Country Club. My kids were 2 and 0, and they were little. It was 18 years ago, not that long, 17 years ago. We bought the smallest house, the smallest ranch ever that needed a ton of work. And that was like, where we started. And I didn't even have my real estate license then. So I didn't even know I was going to do this, but that just ended up being an awesome thing to be around a lot of people, and my husband loves to golf, so he joined the club. I'm not up there a lot, but that helps because I'm always talking to the neighbors and everything. And I would just, in my kids' school, I got so much. My kids went to Mount Bethel Christian Academy, and I got so many great referrals from there. So it's all about who you're talking to and networking with, and any events that you can go to, like she said, charitable things. You're good at going to the women's club things at ACC. I'm horrible about that. I need to get that.
Hasn't hurt you.
We have never gone up against each other for a listing, which is
Which is
amazing.
amazing that we both live in Atlanta Country Club and we've never competed again.
No.
I think, well, I'm older than you.
No, it's.
I know a different group. We kind of know different people, but yet we know a lot of the same people too. It'll be interesting. this time.
Right.
We should team up and get all of them.
So yeah, just surround yourself and anything, any chance you can get to get in front of people, you know, or friends of friends, if you like, you know, talk to people in, you know, good friend circles are good too.
You know what I did? I started holding up houses that were that like. And all of a sudden they said, you're at those listings, you're at all of them, so you must be an expert in luxury.
Oh,
And all of these whole houses open that my agents in my office, I didn't have them, would allow me to hold open. And so guys, now, is that still possible? I don't know the answer to that question, but that's what I did back in the older days. Was just hoping, because they saw me, I love Brookhaven, they saw me as the person Brookhaven that was always at open houses. So I changed their perception of someone that was just a regular agent, to one that was going to open house. Now, do y'all still do open houses?
I don't usually do it in that price point, but that's just because the seller doesn't want to run traffic and a lot of, you know, of people who aren't buyers, 100% for sure, and qualified and all of that.
But if you do 750 houses.
Oh, yeah.
So you open up $750,000 houses, guys, and you're always there, and 750 people usually buy what? They usually buy up, don't they? So you start there, because I think you can still do that. That's just my opinion.
I did an open house a couple weeks ago because I knew I was gonna have to be at every showing and I knew it was gonna be a hot property. So I thought, I'm gonna be there all day anyway. I might as well hold it open for 3 of those hours and see who I get. And I hadn't done that much during COVID, but I just knew the volume was gonna be high on a 1.5, So I think it's still valuable. And in an open house, you meet the people, you get a feel for if they're serious or not. and all that.
At that price point, are there unrep buyers though?
Huh?
At that price point, did you find unrep buyers walking through the door?
I did actually. And I actually did pick up a buyer that way.
I have even seen that in this market where everyone should have an agent because it's so hard to get houses in any price right now. People are like, I'm a commercial agent. I don't need a realtor. Well, when I'm a listing agent, somebody calls me like that and I'm like, I don't really have time to pull your paperwork. I mean, I'll try.
Yeah.
But it's just, I tell them, I'm like, you need to go find an agent, you know.
You can send them to me.
Okay. So, you know.
I've done that to Cindy before. I was like, please be the buyer's agent on this for me.
Yeah, and I don't do dual agency. I've never done dual agency. I just make it, I just don't think you can ethically work both sides. So I have never done that in my life and I never will. If somebody comes up to one of my listings, I will find another agent to represent them. That's just how I feel about it. It's a very personal thing. You either will do it or not. But
All right, guys, other questions? The people online, guys, please ask questions. I don't mean ask questions. Anybody have a question you want? Because I did a lot of questions. Jim. I wish I could get my first $1 million listing. Well, go out there and look for it. Because they're there. Yeah. So any questions from anybody?
Do you do a lot of appraisals to get the value before listing?
oh, pre-listing appraisals. If there are good comps, I don't. I did have that anomaly, a couple years ago in 2019, it was the builder's house in Highgates. I had nothing to pull from it because there was only 3 house sales in 2019 over $2 million. So I did have that actually Andrew got that. Andrew got the buyer for that. So I did get a pre-listing appraisal for that one because I felt like it, and you know what, you don't have to use it, you can keep it in your back pocket, but I I felt like it was a very useful in that house. That doesn't mean you can't list above it. You can list, it's just a guide. Subjective element to appraising, so. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Interesting. I looked at the citywide stats too, just because I was curious. And in the 1 million to 1.5 million price range, citywide prices were up 16%. 16% in the last quarter. In the 1.5 and up, they were up 48% in the last quarter. That just shocked me. Like, you can just ask what you want now. It's amazing, even in luxury. It's unbelievable. And the number sold in the 1.1 million to 1.5 million dollar category, 400 homes sold last year versus 345 the year before. And in the 1.5 plus, 265 sold last year, this year, and 179 the year before. I mean, it's just way up. And days on market are like 24 to 26 days. And if you're priced right, days on market are 12 to 13. 1 million up. If you're not priced right, they go up to 70 to 79. That's a big difference.
5 years ago, it's like over 1 million was on the market for 69 months.
Easy.
69 months.
But it's interesting, I did see that there are some failing in there are still failing listings. I guess if they just price off the charts, they just can't get it sold.
Yeah, that's good information also. Wow. Anybody else have questions you all at all? Anybody on TV land have a question? Well, there is no
I do.
over here, yes, Brenda, please, yes.
How do you advertise and market homes? You have a clientele that you advertise to? I know a lot of them don't like to be on social media advertising, so I'm just curious.
I do Facebook.
Yeah, I asked their permission before I put it on social media, but if they're okay, I don't put their names, but I still do. So sometimes I do a separate website if they're okay with that and point people towards a separate website. But other than that, I don't,
There are online magazines that you can put them on. If they want to be in certain luxury magazines, you can do that. That's usually for a really high one. For sure, 1.5 or 2 and up. But sometimes they want that extra exposure because they want to be, in all these online magazines.
Right.
What's the cost of an online magazine?
About $1,000
$1,000.
to put it on a bunch.
And if you put it on social media, are you eliminating the address and just putting area or Atlanta Country Club or wherever it is so that they still have some privacy?
I think most of them want the address, didn't you say?
Or sometimes I'll just put the street.
Yeah.
It depends on what they'll allow. I'm very specific when I ask them.
Yeah.
What.
What type of closing gifts, if any, do you typically get from your luxury sellers?
Well, I personalize every single one of them. It just depends. I used to have my daughter paint pictures of their house for them. I think that's a really nice touch. It's so personal. She doesn't paint for me anymore though. Unfortunately, that was a good gig for a while. I do all sorts of different things. I kind of take the personality of the person, like if they're buying a house with a pool, I'll get them pool stuff, or, I just kind of go by what I think they would like. And I always give a great bottle of wine.
Yeah. I guess we're supposed to call it a congratulations on your new house gift rather than a closing gift. Isn't that what they're supposed to? I don't know. But I do Dom Perignon, champagne, or something like, I have one in 2 weeks, and I went on Etsy and got like a big wooden board with handles that says their name at the bottom of it, and then I'll give them like a gift card. They're moving in from out of town to like a restaurant.
And for your sellers?
They're buying the house.
No, for your sellers.
The sellers. I like to do, like, if they're leaving a house, I like to take the photography of the house they've lived in for a long time and have something special made for it, of the house. So maybe something blown up or a hand, over water, hand and watercolor portrait. Frame so they can remember the house.
I like that personal art.
I know you all mentioned that it was important to have a more luxury presentation. What does a more luxury presentation look like?
Actually, you can answer that.
I've been really working on this the past couple weeks, because I did not get a listing and it was my paperwork that I think didn't. I might have come into Jim's office crying last week. But they're helping me to get my my listing presentation more where it needs to be, and I have some beautiful listing presentations that I've seen. So I'm really looking on using the luxury branding and getting my own trifold binders for it to go in and having a market update. You know, beautiful color, like you have to send them to Kinko's and have them professionally printed on glossy paper. When I get it set up, I'm happy to share it with you, but it's, I have one section done. I'm working on the other 3 sections, and Kimberly's nice enough to help me.
I love
And
to
have
see
a graphic designer that's helping me also. I've never had a logo. I've been working on a logo for myself. So I'm trying to, I've been said, I mean, I haven't worked on a lot of the marketing pieces of my business. So that's what I'm working on when it
me
gets
too.
slower. So
I'm the same way. I mean, I've pretty much done like I would do even on a 750, I would do on a 1.5. You know, bring all the comps, have it very well organized, bring all the market stats that they give us. I always use the market stats and I have a summary of those. I give them a list of everything I'm going to do for them. You know, like I can show you. I have a little list of this is what listing services provided, and then my value added too.
You always come beforehand and drop off like a pre-listing packet?
No.
Or, so you don't drop off anything beforehand, you just come to the presentation?
Not, usually you don't have time.
no, you usually spend like an hour and a half there and walk through the house and then walk through everything. And I leave it with them when I leave so they can look it over, but I want to make the first impression being myself more than my paperwork. I mean, you watch $1 Million Listing online, they don't take a thing of paperwork with them. It's just themselves.
Yeah.
They just,
So when you show up, do you have any paperwork, or is it usually
Yeah.
digital?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it gonna be like, you know, some agents will use their laptops or their iPads?
no, that's what I'm working on now. I don't have something that is beautiful, but I'm going to have a beautiful product.
I am too. We're working on it.
Yes, so and Keller Williams Luxury has a lot of great, great tools to use.
What about the people who aren't part of Keller Williams Luxury?
We have a lot of great, I mean, even like I'm working even on my generic listing presentation. I'm completely revamping everything because truth be told, I was using a really bad listing presentation from 5 to 7 years ago that was just pretty junky. And so
But you've done well with it.
well.
So really, I mean, you know, I think a lot of it is having that personal connection to get the
Yes.
listing, connecting with them when you're going through the house with them, asking the right questions, saying, oh my gosh, I love that Wolf stove, or, you know, knowing your products in the luxury listing is really important too.
How comfortable are sellers allowing you to walk through their houses without them? Or is that something?
I don't really worry about them.
Once you get the listing, you mean?
Oh,
No,
that's,
I mean, you know, when you actually come out to the house and you're walking through the house, right? Often you're taught to walk through it solo without the owner of the house.
No, the first time I go is definitely, you don't walk it by yourself until you get the listing. You're
Right.
showing it to someone. And at that point, there's 100% trust.
right. Yeah. But when you first meet them, I mean, you want to walk, I personally like to walk with them because you kind of form a relationship and have conversations,
And they're proud of it.
and they can show you all the little knickknacks and stuff that are cool about it. So if I walked by myself, I wouldn't see, you know, the special stereo or the whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of these places have like hidden rooms and some really cool features that they need to tell you about to be able to resell the house.
Certain things that need to be completed, right? Like the seller's property disclosure.
How do you go about having them complete that? At what point in the process do you have them complete those items? Or do you complete that with them? Or do you trust them to do it?
Yes, and
when
you should never be filling out a disclosure for someone else because then they're held liable for it. But
Right.
once the listing is complete, just deliver the forms and they can call you or you can, if they have any questions, but I just say, be as honest as possible. If you have water in your basement, write it down. I just want to know how you over disclose everything.
Yeah.
Because that will protect you from the people don't care that there's been issues with the house, but yeah, leave them and they'll do them after you get the listing for sure. Or when the photographer's there or something. And I always leave the photographer at any price point house too.
So why are sellers, or what would you say is the number one reason why they are selecting you, for example, like over your competition? Because you said on average it's about 4 agents that they're interviewing. What is that one thing that would make a seller like select you as their agent?
That's a good
That is a
question.
very good question. I guess it depends on the person.
Yes, I think recommendations and from other clients that have used me probably and what they've said, and what services they like, what I've said about their house. They like the price I'm coming to them with. They like that I'm gonna be there for the showings. They like my level of customer service. They know that when they call that, I'm always have that phone with me, even if I'm working out and I'm gonna pick it up. It's, I'm not, they're not gonna get, Cindy can't talk to you right now, but she'll call you back at the end of the day. It's always me. So,
Yeah, I respond really quickly too. And I've had feedback from clients that said, wow, like you got back to us so quickly. Thank you for, because, we know you're busy and all that. And even if you call them back and say, hey, I'm about to go in a meeting, but I'm not ignoring you. Can I call you in an hour?
yeah.
Just know that they want to know that they're a big priority, for sure.
It's just use good manners, no matter what price point you're at.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, Paige?
Use good manners.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Just use good manners at whatever price point you're at. Don't ignore anyone.
And I would say just look the part. If you go in for a listing presentation, you want, to have very nice clothes on. When I was showing houses in Buckhead, every, guy that met us at the house, if it was a male, he had on like a suit, very nice dress shoes. They really dress it up in Buckhead, very nice. If I'm showing a high level house, I usually wear a dress and heels or something that just, you want to look as nice as the house is.
And it kind of shows that you're professional too,
Yes.
and that you care and that you look at the details and all of that. So, and they want to know that you're successful too. I mean, they want to see, you want to look successful.
Right.
Because they want a successful agent that's going to do the job.
Absolutely.
So it is very.
Kimberly, and Taylor didn't quite ask this question, but I think she sort of skirted around it. But if you're not a member of luxury, is there still a lot of stuff you can use to do a luxury presentation that's available for them, like through Michael Lewis?
Oh, yeah.
Man has a luxury tab.
And what else?
Command.
Command.
Design.
So guys, if you're not a member of luxury, and I forgot what the, does anybody remember what the, in order to be a member of luxury, it's free now, which is a good thing. Do you remember what the criteria is? I can't remember, because I did not.
You have to have 4 transactions over the past 2 years that are in.
That's 750.
Over
above.
750.
Okay.
You go above 754 transactions. Because if you get that chance to go on for $1 million listing and you haven't done that before and you need help, please call Kimberly and just say, Kimberly, where can I find information that will help me do this listing presentation? If you just call her, she at least gets you the right direction, right, Kimberly? Just call her.
Beautiful.
God, so
Like, what's online is really.
And we actually haven't taken advantage of it like we could have.
I've never used
Both
it,
of us,
so
so.
I didn't know it was all available online, and even the regular listing presentations are really good. I'm trying to, because these packets that we're going up against, these companies have unbelievable listing presentations. And
They
you
do.
want to look, no matter what price range, you want to look as, as high class as everybody else out there.
Have you guys ever used list reports with your
Yes.
presentations? Okay.
Well, I use those. I don't really
Like,
I don't really. I love those. It tells what I've never like sent them to Kinko's. I printed them out on my
Because I printed them out on my treatment clip.
I've never,
What's great about it is once you have it, you can have it loaded to your Facebook page. It's got its own property website listing. It's just, I mean, luxury or not.
That's interesting, Kimberly. I think, so you all, so if you're waiting, fabulous presentation that jumps off the page at you, done, spend $1,000 on this presentation versus connecting with the seller.
There's a lot to connecting with the seller.
Say it one more time.
It's all about connecting
Right,
with the seller.
pace, it's all about what?
It's all about connecting with the seller. You can come in and
Any price.
you can come in with any presentation on earth, with people jumping out of helicopters into the swimming pool. All of that stuff. If you don't have a connection with the seller, you don't have a chance of getting the listing. You have to connect. I don't suggest going in there with your comps in a manila folder, but there is someone in this office that does that, and she does it very well.
Very well.
And it's not me, but I mean, she does it very well. And she said, this is me. And if I try to change it, it doesn't work. So I think, you can have all the glitz and the glory, and I will go up against agents that, and I'm gonna pick on you for a second, Cindy, that have on their heels and their hose and their silk dresses. And I walk in my boots and my jeans, and they're more comfortable with me because I try to mirror the client as opposed to mirroring the house. And it's just a different style.
Yeah.
You and I have very different styles, and we're both very successful at what we do. So, you can't be something that you're not. If you try to chameleon into the luxury, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You either is or you is not. The buyer agency agreement used to read.
I think different clients want different things too. Like some people are just focused on, like I know someone that they're very into the stats and I like that too, but they're super into all this. And so they're going to appeal to a certain type of customer.
Well, that
You know
goes
what I'm
to
saying?
reading the disc file of
Yeah.
the client, not of yourself. Not important that you know your disc. It's important that you know the disc of the person that you're dealing with, so that you can deal with them on the same level.
And some clients like to walk in and go, that is an ugly chance to go. That's over there, that's all gotta go. In fact, that wall right there is so ugly, we've got to repaint it. And they get the listing.
And some people hate that. You really have to read the big song.
You have to read the
That's what I'm
people.
saying is that you have to- the most important thing is to know the disc of the person that you're dealing with.
Right. And mirror and match is
And the
always a
husband and
good.
wife, or whoever's living together, can be night and day from each other. So that's a little difficult also.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
In any price range.
So there is no magic to selling luxury listings. There is no, if you belong to Cherokee Country Club, you're gonna get luxury listings. There's none of that. God, I mean, it's none of it. It is, you're gonna go after that business and you want to plan to go after business. For me, it was being in a house. That's what worked for me. It allowed it to work for me, guys, because I certainly did not go to the Levitt School or Cherokee Community College. That was never there. That was not me. I never worked here. So guys, just realize that, Jim, you should have lied.
That's $50.
Well, you were an expert in it because you went to all those houses.
Dr.
You knew
Rochester.
the market, so
I knew
that's
market.
valuable.
Someone walked my house, say, well, this is $750, but I really want a pool. Well, there's a pool over here, this one that's $800. You want to go see it? Sure. And then market that, and that worked for me. This outfit works for her, this outfit works for her. So I get it, guys.
I
It
mean,
is no magic.
it has to. I just took on a new builder yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they came in to the office to sign everything. And it's partners. And she was telling him, look at her.
Now, she could go and walk a construction site right now. And I said, yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, Homer's definitely different.
Yeah, and you know, that's my luxury area that I love so much.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to wear boots and jeans and a sweatshirt, or I look out of place, like you would look out of place showing houses in Buckhead in boots and jeans and a sweat. Well, I don't know, the boots and jeans and sweatshirt that you would wear would probably be.
It's making really luxury clients, so they'll just go in their shorts and tennis shoes and.
And
They don't-
that's why I feel
Mhm.
more comfortable mirroring the person than the product.
This is very interesting, guys. As you can see, there is a luxury market out there for you. And if you want to do it, there's a way to do it. Kimberly, do we still have one more slide? Or are we finished?
Yeah, call Miss CRI with any questions. We're always
Yeah,
happy to
help.
Anything.
And guys, just remember that guys, I mean, we do not put billboards up at Keller-Williams Landlord, we don't do that. We don't do some slick things saying we're the number one office. We do some offices lie about that. And so that just realize that we dominate the market in East Cobb for the luxury market. Okay, guys, just very quickly, okay? This is really quickly, okay, guys? So they went over this. And guys, just realize that the market in the Bubba Million is as busy as in Annapolis. I just realized that. And this office does well. Brokermetrics, sells in East Cobb. Okay, guys, I want y'all to see this so you all know how powerful they are. Just very quickly. I know we're over immediately, okay, guys. So just back. Okay. All right, guys, in Brokermetrics, the last 6 months of 2021, Berkshire Hathaway across the street was number 4 with 15 million closing sales, 13 listings, and 17 closing. This is above 750, guys, okay? Number 3 was Answer. That's a new player out there, guys. They started doing well because they bought the Ingalls and Volker's office down here and also have an office in Marietta. So they had 2 offices, and they were number 3 with 20 million closed sales, only 8 listings, 17 closed. Paranorm was number 2, 25 million closed sales and 14 listings, 24 closed sales. Quan is number 1. Just this office with over 50 million in closed sales, 29 listings, and 40 closed units. If you will look, we did more than these 2 combined. So guys, just realize that, and we don't put it on a billboard. That's not our style, guys. But guys, we dominate this market out here because so many of you out there doing houses that are above 750. That's the last one. So guys, just realize that we do dominate the market. If you need this for a listing presentation, reach out to Michelle or to me or Kimberly, and we get that stuff for you. Thank you for your patience. We're over time. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Yay, thank you.
Services.
Oh, yeah, I can see.